Here we go.
Again, this is the returning. Did Urbane get third or fourth last tournament?
Fourth.
Fourth place. Okay, so the fourth place competitor here returning, running what looks to be a pretty standard deck in the Squirrel Mole, Falcon, Boar turret comp with this.
It's very standard.
And then over here, Big Pimpintosh, longtime player and caster, one of the most regular PBC casters. And what is he bringing over here? An Artie and some pigeons.
Love to see it. Definitely a Pimpintosh deck. Wouldn't be surprised if he went random, as he does love to play random. One of the only random players that plays random so consistently.
One of the first things that comes to mind here with these decks is if we do end up with a Boar versus Boar mirror, I like to say that Boar with pigeons is going to beat Boar without pigeons most of the time. So that means that Tosh has got a little edge there. On the other hand, we've got Skunks versus Cams. We've got that Artie, and there's some moles going on. So what are you thinking? What are some interesting unit matchups, Tatanka, that you're looking out for here?
Well, the pigeons could help against the skunks, but I'm worried that Olive is gonna have a lot more firepower because he has the moles. Now I do actually, funnily enough, favor the Artie over the MGs on this map and in these decks, because an Artie in the center of the map could be really powerful as opposed to some MGs, which can't really put on as much pressure.
All right, interesting.
I almost feel like maybe I like Urbane in the early game and Tosh in the late game. The skunk boar overlap is not ideal for late game purposes. They both are, AoE ground units, right? But I do like the idea of an Artie in the middle of the map. We'll see if we get there. It looks like Urbane gonna take a quick eco lead.
Yeah, Urbane Olive here is always ready to pull the trigger and go kill you with a mole timing. So, like you said in the early game, you got to really be careful against him. But so far, so good.
Pimp has a lot of food. He's actually going for an Artie.
Yeah, all right. It's not been scouted just yet. We're going with a bit of economy here.
It is not very far forward, so it's not going to be able to pressure any side expansion from Olive. But it is going to make it very safe once it's up.
He sees it. He knows it. I mean, if Urbane can survive, he's going to have such a nice lead with that eco. I mean, he's got, what, 5 farms down right now?
But if he can't turn that eco into a push to take out the Artie, then long term he's going to be in trouble. So he's got to turn this into a push that can kill Tosh before that Artie becomes unstoppable.
Right now, Tosh does have the Artie, so he is relatively safe, but Olive is so far ahead in eco that Tosh needs to do something. He goes for a boar.
I think that's the right play.
Fantastic. The thing about an Artie is even if you could go and kill it right now, which I think with 12 squirrels and 3 moles you definitely could, it doesn't feel like you could. So the Artie is like intimidation score 20 kind of thing,
Yeah, you can kind of pretend that you have a lot of defenses just by having an Artie.
Yeah.
Is there a board timing here for Pimpintosh?
I mean, Olive hasn't started a tier 3 yet, so
yes.
There's gonna be a timing where Tosh has a tier 3 and Olive doesn't, for sure. No, I don't think he's gonna be able to attack against 8 falcons.
Now, Olive is clearly nervous because he's dropping MGs, which, as we can see, is absolutely unnecessary right now, but I think he's just not exactly clear what Tosh's plan is. So he's erring on the side of caution here.
I'm worried for Pimpintosh because he's still behind on eco, and I don't think he's going to be able to attack.
I mean, my only thing is I think Urbane should get a skunk or 2 at least to have the AoE, because if Tosh does go Mass Squirrel into a push, it could be pretty devastating.
That is true.
2 moles just dropped. I think Urbane Olive might be setting up for a push here.
Oh, but yeah. Tosh could kite with the boar, and with the pigeons he could, bleed out Olive's ground forces, and then with Mass Tier 1, because Olive only has falcons.
I mean, defensively, Tosh is basically impregnable right now. Boar, Artie together is just going to obliterate squirrels. There's no way you can get in there. So Olive would be relying on his falcons. And Tosh has plenty of squirrels as well. So I think Tosh is actually completely fine in this game. I'm thinking he's really, really, really far ahead.
And now Tosh has taken the eco lead. Now Olive did have it for a long time, so he does have more total food in units.
But
yeah,
if he
this
doesn't
tier
turn it
3 is
into
the-
anything,
Yeah.
Is this a fake attack?
it's pressure.
He's ecoing it. Yeah, I don't think he's going to go all in with this though.
No, and he
I
doesn't
think
have to. You don't ever
Right.
have to now. You can just defend forever.
Yeah, I mean, 8 Falcons on paper are really strong against the boar with pigeons, but the boar can deal with the tier 1 and the squirrels can deal with the falcons, so...
The Falcons are really good if you can get a good engage, and are really bad if you can't, because there's not a good tank for them. So Urbane Olive has to be very careful how he fights.
I love the poking by Pimpintosh, not committing, just getting free damage as he can with the boar. And Urbane finally throwing down a boar of his own. Tosh taking the eco lead. I really like how both players are playing this game.
Yeah, Tosh has taken the... It was a good reaction to go for a bunch of farms by Olive when seeing the RD, but now Tosh has taken the lead back.
This is fantastic RD play from Tosh. I think all the way through it, I love the way that he's been approaching it. And Urbane Olive, I think, missed a little bit of a window. I'm already calling it. I'm going to pull a Sasha.
What, you think Tosh?
Oh yeah, Tosh is totally going to win this. There's no way.
I don't know, not if he loses his boar.
As long as he doesn't mess up and lose the boar, Urbane Olive has no way to win. Is what I'm looking.
Tosh is gonna match in Falcons as well, but Olive is gonna get a boar up.
Yeah, I think Tosh needs to flesh out his tier 2 and maybe cut down on squirrels. I'm not sure if he scouted the boar from Urbane Olive.
You know,
but
Tosh could go on the left flank and just kill the base.
Yeah, but then he'd be leaving himself open to a base trade. I love the
Yeah.
arty from Tosh. Oh, the arty creep, boys.
Yeah, Urbane has spent a lot of food on these turrets, which have done basically nothing but lose him value here, and Tosh is tightening the noose. He's got 5 farms on his side of the map to 3. So long term, this disparity is just going to get more and more in Tosh's favor. Now, Urbane Olive is going to try to go in here. He loses his commander, and the boar is not dying right now. Tosh is just microing back here, allowing the RD to get its value. The boar goes down, and let me check that army graph. Okay, Urbane actually took a favorable trade on the graph.
Olive's boar tanked, and Tosh's boar didn't lose any hit points.
Yeah, Tosh needs to keep his boar alive here, retreat to the cover of the RD. Urbane Olive has a lot of falcons here, which are not...
But there are too many squirrels.
Oh, but the reinforcements are gonna clean these up.
Yeah,
And
I think Tosh has got it.
Yep, Urbane Olive's army drops down to right below Tosh's.
1 hit point boar.
Oh my gosh.
The pigeons.
Honestly, even if the boar had gone down, I think Tosh has got this, you guys.
He has 21 farms to 11.
Yeah,
Yes.
what do we say at the beginning of this game? An arty in the middle of the map could determine the outcome, and it looks like
Absolutely.
the arty play from Big Pimpintosh is going to be the difference maker in this game.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I
those
don't-
pigeons
I
have made a huge difference as well.
Yeah, I don't think it was even that the RD was particularly good in the fight. It was just it existing.
The intimidation factor. All right,
Yeah.
boar goes down yet again for Urbane Olive, and he can't quite push through here. The boar might go down, though, for Tosh. Nope, he pulls it
He's
back
gonna
to
save
cover.
it.
Tosh, you need those squirrels to come out, man, to take out these falcons.
Yeah, Urbane Olive is supply blocked, and Tosh is a little blocked as well, but I think the reinforcements are going to clean up. The boar is still alive.
Yeah, trading right now is so good for Pimpintosh as well.
Absolutely. The boar
He's-
does finally go
okay.
down, but it's too little too late.
And I think that's going to be it. I think Big Pimpintosh is going to take game number 1.
Yep. Now, just because I'm rusty, I'm going to say a little bit of a I told you so. I still got it, you guys. I still can call a game.
You're still a caster.
Yeah, I mean, Urbane was in an impossible position.
Yeah.
He was facing an arty. He could only get 3 bases up. And maybe he needed to go sooner. But then with an Artie and a boar, it's like, how are you going to attack into that?
The thing about Artie is you have to be very decisive. If you're going to eco hard. If you're going to attack, attack soon and hard. If you're going to defend, don't. You know?
I think that the opportunity that Olive had was when he had the 8 falcons and Tosh didn't yet have the squirrel numbers to deal with them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I think he needed a few skunk because there were still 12, 14, whatever it was, squirrels on the other side. If he had 6 falcon and 2 skunk, maybe, but I don't know. It was a very difficult position that he was in.
It sure was. Yeah, it sure was. Now, this game here, we've got Urbane Olive in the green. What do you think of his deck, you guys?
Love it. Amazing.
Boar Fox with some ferret. This is definitely...
Boar, Fox, Ferret, Pigeon.
This
Hell
is
yeah.
Tatanka inspired if I've ever seen it.
No, I wouldn't play with
Hold up.
pigeons,
Hold up.
I
Hold
think.
up. Tosh going
This is-
4
now
farm
this is-
snake.
4 farm snake. But Olive
Woo!
goes pigeon first.
He scouted the snake is what
He
happened
knows.
here.
He knows.
Oh my god.
He knows. Okay, I think Tosh is just fucked right now.
I think Tosh is playing random. I mean, I don't know of a deck that
No,
intentionally...
this looks like a cheese deck. I don't know.
Yeah. No, like snake, wolf. Why not? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right. He's missing squirrels, but if he's just gonna try to go all in on the snake opening, then you don't. You know, you can do without tier 1. You can go right into tier 2. It's strange, Kipo, but trust me.
I'm just shocked that Urbane went pigeon first. I mean, as going 4 farm snake.
Yeah, and I mean, Olive hasn't won yet. Tosh can still just go back and farm up.
Yeah,
and, he
and the
can
snake,
use the
you
snake
can
to get
actually
value.
kill things through pigeons with a snake if you
Yeah,
do
so
it right.
He gets a pig, and it's already okay.
Well done, well done.
Yep, you get enough tags on there, and you tag something else as well, and the pigeons are split. There's only 3 pigeons here. The snake is going to stay alive.
Pigeons are saving all the units on both sides.
He's going to try to take out this pig. I think he's going to get the pig for sure. He's focusing the snake first, but another snake comes out, and the pig fire, along with the snake tags, is actually just going to obliterate Urbane's army.
With pigeons as well? Yeah.
One of the pigeons goes down. Look at the farm count, you guys. It's even.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Is
very
Tosh
even.
just an off-meta god? I mean, this is quite a display right here.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this wasn't random. I think he crafted this deck very specifically for this kind of thing, or he got strangely lucky with the deck. I don't know.
Love the MG.
Mm-hmm.
You are a little behind the Nico. Might want to consider selling the pigeons or something.
Okay,
Because
both
I think
sides.
Urbane has the proper response here, going Mass Squirrel.
Yeah, Urbane didn't actually bring moles this time, which is an interesting choice coming from him, but I don't know that Urbane Olive is going to be able to actually use his deck effectively. How are you supposed to get up Boar, Fox, or Ferrets or whatever with this kind of pressure from Tosh? It's definitely not what he expected.
Now, Tosh can get a pretty easy 2 bases. Especially with the MGs.
It looks like Tosh is not sure which... Okay, he's just going to go for one of each of the tier 2 here. Waiting a little bit on that last farm, but he needs to make sure his army can actually fight here. Urbane Olive is going to go ahead and expand then.
Tosh really just laying it on the line and hoping he can get a win in the early game here with these cheese strats.
All right, I think he sees that Olive is not going to push, so he's going to let his tier 3 count build up, get some pigeons. He's going to be probably wanting to be active out on the map with his whole army here, poking with skunks and snakes. Skunks with their longer range are going to be fantastic for this.
It's a little tough. He has to fight uphill.
Yeah.
Which is never convenient, especially in the early game when the commanders have so little HP.
Mm-hmm. He does have
he might be
pigeons,
able to
though.
pull it off.
Yeah, I think this is a scenario where you want 4 skunks.
Yeah, so
again,
Olive has a
probably.
lot of squirrels, right? That's what you're saying that for?
Yeah, and also Tosh doesn't have any squirrels, so he can't like even it out.
Mm-hmm. Now, the uphill fight is not going to be as bad because he has pigeons. Pigeons do tend to sit in the back of your army, but, you know, that is some high ground vision.
Falcons on the way. Gotta hit before the Falcons come out because they could
Yeah,
really
Tosh
mess
needs
up
to
the
get some
plan.
damage right now.
All right, it's a nice choke here for the skunk gas. It's actually fantastic. The cams do go down relatively quickly. Snake is
Yeah,
going to
but
get focused.
Oh, he's gonna save it.
Oh, right.
The pigeons from Urbane Olive being pretty handy right now, saving that pig.
Yeah.
And it looks like the masked squirrel is going to triumph here. Those chameleons really just did not do that much in that fight.
Yeah, I think holding the chameleons back and poking instead of full committing might have worked better for Tosh. But then, yeah, Urbane Olive's pigeons keeping his squirrels alive in skunk gas, and yeah, that was really well handled by Olive.
Yeah, love how this quarterfinalist is looking in this game, getting a nice rounded comp. He's going to have 4 Falcons soon. He's up on eco. What can Tosh do to get back into this game?
I feel like Tosh spent a lot already on that first attack. What do you... yeah, Tatanka, what do you think?
He needs to make some very decisive plays, and attacking is not an option, so he needs to get greedy.
Yeah.
Or defend this attack very well.
Yep, so focusing Falcons with your snakes is one option, although he's not quite able to do that. The Falcons get pulled back, and they've gotten 3 volleys now already.
All the Falcons are alive.
Oh, man.
It's just so hard. The pigeons counter the snakes so horribly here.
Mm-hmm.
And Urbane's going to take the game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic opening from Tosh, but that one push with the cams dying right away just didn't quite work out. Well played
I just
from
want to say,
Olive.
watching these games, I really do love where the meta is. I really think every unit can be viable. I mean, with the pigeons being good, with snakes being good, it really makes the unit selection screen a difficult, you know, part of the game to navigate. I mean, what happens if he doesn't have pigeons? He loses, right? Or he gets in trouble in the early game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Urbane Olive here in the green just took a game with that Boar Fox deck, and he didn't show much of it, so he's going to actually stick with it. And Tosh switching it up here, going for Artie, Owl, Ferret. I love this deck. He's still not grabbing squirrels, but I'm
pretty
curious.
sure that Tosh has to be randoming right now to go pigeon mole.
Yeah.
All
He's
right.
either going random or he had... Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe a random +1 or something. I think a full random wouldn't be this thought up. Maybe a random +1, though. Maybe everything is just viable.
Maybe mole pigeon is the way to go.
Lego Man pointing out Tosh doesn't have any anti-air. It is going to be a challenge to deal with those Falcons.
Yes, the MGs. He's
all you
fine.
So where does Owl fit into this meta?
It doesn't.
I think
Mass
it's
Owl is good.
Yeah, one owl is never good. Never has been.
It's like not the worst at some harassment, but it's expensive as a harassment unit when you could do the same thing with less, I don't know, like ferrets or squirrels or something.
Yes, but it's still the case that owls in the late game are like the most scary thing you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like battle cruisers in StarCraft 1. Like, you hardly ever see them, but it's not because they're bad, it's because it's hard to get to that point. So if you have mass owls, like, nothing really beats it except for a really complicated thing that has badgers and other stuff.
And owls.
And yes, yep. But
yeah, I mean, badger owl beats owl, but then again, more owls beats less owls in most cases. So
absolutely,
it's just a late game powerhouse.
Oh, Tosh going for the 1-base owl.
Yeah,
this could be really
ferret
good.
Owl.
And you know,
Owl.
this is a really long map distance, even with the road in the middle. So Urbane's not going to scout it until now, and now it's wait, where's the other owl?
And Olive is going
there it
pigeons
is.
to counter snake, but there are no snakes. There are only owls.
Yeah,
Two
now
owls.
he could walk across the map with his like 9 squirrels and go kill him, right?
Yeah, Tosh needs some MGs.
Okay, here comes the rally, and I think Tasha's got to go back and build MG's stat.
Tosh has to realize that he does need to defend in some way.
There it is. If
He needs
Urbane
one on the
Olive
right side.
kills the MGs immediately, I think he wins. But if he stops and tries to attack the base at all, Tosh is
I
going
don't know
to
that
take
that
it.
8 squirrels can kill 3 MGs.
Nope.
honestly.
No, but look,
From one
he can
angle,
walk
yeah.
around and get the warrants.
I don't know, guys. I think Tosh is going to take this game.
Yep, I think Olive was
Yeah.
unfortunately too slow, and Tosh has it because he has 2 owls now. What are you gonna do?
Well,
He goes
one
for a
is still.
boar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but
Yeah, it's-
Olive has 16 farms. He can definitely just defend the waves if he has enough units, enough squirrels, and then get the boar out.
Yep,
Because
Falcons
16
are gonna be
farms
good as well.
Is a significant amount of farms. Now, Tosh can get some damage in, some poke in, some
Urbane
value,
wishing he had
but he needs to go
some kind of
across.
static defense. I don't know. I think Tosh needed to push.
You know what? I'm gonna take back. Yeah, because I think Urbane's got it now with the Falcons. Falcons and a fox together are actually going to handle these owls really well. You just kill a mice wave with your Falcons, and then you snipe the owl with your fox or something. You know, I think it's going to be fine. I mean, the Falcons are basically invincible, right? Until Urbane Olive decides to attack MGs. This is so strange.
And he's gonna eco up, but I think Olive can just walk across the map when the boar is out.
Check out this ninja over here, too. I don't know if it's going to be
Or if
enough.
it could become a base race, but the mice in a base race will attack all the warrens as well.
Oh, and he sees it. He's going to send his Falcons over and try to...
Yep. Nice play.
Oh, this is a good timing.
Nice mice
See
wave
what he
here.
can get done here.
Killing a couple of Warrens. Pulling the Falcons back. A pig goes down.
Really nice damage.
Yeah.
Bought him some time. I think he has to keep putting pressure on to prevent those Falcons from heading over to that ninja third.
Yeah, I mean, if Tosh can keep Olive on his side of the map, then he could get enough value to win. But I
Oh,
think
Yeah.
there
it's
goes the
gonna
fox.
But the problem is, what's the
Very
long-term plan for Tosh beyond just keeping Urbane defensive? Like, you're going to have to just mass MG and Turtle until your opponent starves out, right? Because the
Yeah,
Falcons will
enough
never die.
owls- No, but enough owls, enough mice can just overrun any
can you get the
army,
fox?
even with Falcons.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess that makes sense. The mice are not dying right away. Do you think the Falcons kind of overkill all in the same mouse?
No, they're pretty good about not overkilling.
Okay.
They might.
I mean, I think he lost like something like 2 or 3 squirrels there. Unfortunately, not that much damage done. I mean, he's going up to 4 owls, which is pretty nice. But he has
Yeah, but
he has an economy problem in the late game here in the long
Yeah,
term.
and now Olive is coming across with 13 pigeons to keep everything alive.
Yeah, the boar falcon pigeon is actually too good. And you know what? Those MGs that are going to be the only thing against falcons. Urbane has ferrets, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
He
Urbane
knew
could just
this
push
was-
this through and just take the game right now.
Yeah.
Olive knew that this was the deck Pimpintosh was gonna play.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, seriously though, I think this deck that Olive is playing is actually relatively versatile.
Standard.
It can handle a lot of different
Yeah.
things. So Tosh is going for the base race. He does have moles here as well to help out
He
with that.
could win the base race.
He could, yeah. Olive, I think, has to
if
back
Olive
up.
commits. Okay, so
He's
he's gonna
bringing
head
just
back.
the fox back? Or-
No, don't
he's
commit
going
to
for
the base race. No, the mice are going to win the base race 1,000 times.
Yeah, but he's gonna go back to one of his bases.
Okay.
So he might be able to defend at that base. But it's gonna be close.
Both players starving. Tosh has no food, guys. He's got 45 seconds left.
Yeah, I guess all he has to do is defend this one base and he gets to win.
Aren't the
Yeah, but then
Falcons
again-
gonna kill the owls no matter what?
There's only one base left for Tosh to kill. He's got 35 seconds to do it, but the mice
can
go
always-
down.
Buy a farm at one of his mills and keep poking.
He does have a couple of moles here. Can the moles get a few swings?
Oh, he's getting.
Oh
way too
my
close.
god!
So close.
Oh
So close.
no!
Okay,
Tosh
now
had-
just sell all the owls.
Tosh had no right to make it that close of a game.
No.
Yeah, it was very close. Somehow.
Oh gosh, and now, okay, Urbane Olive is doing the right thing. He's going around buying up a whole bunch of bases. He saw the moles, he knows what's up.
Kasha's coming out to snipe some moles.
Yeah, Olive has got this.
Yeah.
See, they're both down to one farm, but yeah, Olive just has this killer army still.
And that's it. Urbane Olive goes up 2-1 and is on game point.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, we're getting some good games out of these random decks. And here we go, baby. The 5 tier 3. This
Okay.
is what we were waiting for.
I'm gonna make my case. I don't think Tosh has been randoming at all. I'm pretty sure he's been choosing off strats.
He has been selecting Mole Pigeon on purpose.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure he chose that deck to be weird. Because you don't get this with random. Come on. What do you even do here? Kipo, what if you had this deck of Tosh's, which tier 3 would you go for?
I don't know. Maybe the boar is the safest, or the badger. I mean, wolf badger is a comp in and of itself, right?
Yeah, here's some more.
Oh, Olive throwing it back. This is
hit,
and he doesn't see it.
He doesn't go back. Yeah, he's gonna lose 2
Oh,
farms.
God, the value. Okay.
It's still a lot of value.
Oh, huge
But yeah,
value.
I think if you go for a 5 tier 3 deck, you have to start with a wolf, because like you're not just gonna go for 1 tier 3 in your 5 tier 3 deck.
Okay, so you go
starting off
wolf
with
and then
wolf,
something else.
and then everything else.
Oh,
another mole.
yeah, and he's gonna have to sell. He's gonna have to sell both of them.
My
Oh, he
God,
gets a
this
hit.
is
He
so
loses a hit.
brutal.
Listen, don't ever bet against the mole scientist, okay?
He
And-
could do it again.
Oh my God,
Urbane Owl.
the balls,
Owl first.
the absolute balls in this guy.
But now, if Tosh sees it and responds with like another tier 3, like any other, I guess a badger, boar, or wolf, he should be fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's been so terrified by the moles that he's not gonna scout for a long time. He's so ready to defend these farms.
True. Yeah, he's not gonna have time to make a tier 3 before the owl is out. Now, the owl isn't like a push tier 3, so it's gonna be way more fine than if it was like a boar or a badger.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can tell Tosh is nervous. He's like, okay, what are you doing over here? I know that this is a sneaky spot.
Is he gonna take it? No, he's
You
gonna
know
put
what
a
you could
tier
do on
3
this map?
here.
You could get the mill on the high ground and then make an RD on the high ground and kill the opponent's base.
I'm surprised he dropped the wolf, because that wolf is gonna have to hike like 10 miles to get back to Tosh's base.
He's trying to hide it. He's trying to hide it, but he hasn't seen.
Such a long time.
Urbane Olive is like 3 steps ahead of him with this owl, and honestly, all of it goes back to being so scared with those mole rushes.
No, but
Yeah.
but now Urban could just mold that wolf warren, and there's nothing Tosh can do about it, even if he scouts it.
Yeah, but is Urbane actually going to go up there to scout? Let's see. Probably not.
Is it gonna? The thing is that wolf gonna have any relevance in this game because of
That's-
the length of the distance it has to walk?
It's gonna
Exactly.
take a long time for it to get to the base.
Oh, Olive
I
is
mean-
going right now. He's got his ferrets,
Yeah,
he's got
that's
his
good, that's
owl,
good.
and that's all he needs.
Yep.
This is going to be
And
GG
moles,
right
yeah,
now.
Olive is just gonna push through.
Yep. I mean, the mice and the moles and the squirrels are all going to give cover to the ferrets, basically. You can't attack this army. Listen, the legendary owl first on 8 farms that actually wasn't that risky, because yeah, I can't get over it.
I almost think he should have went in with the mice there, but I'll forgive. And I think that's going to be the game. I like I said, I don't think that wolf is going to make it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And the owl's
And
tanking
now
well
he's gonna
too.
take the wolf warren.
All right, absolutely crushing through. Olive says, "Don't you try anything out of the ordinary against me. I'm just too stable."
And that's going to be it. Olive is going to take the exhibition match against Big Pimp and Tosh. Looking forward to the rematch in Group D.
Yeah, and I'm as much as I am talking up Olive, I'm really interested to see what Tosh has in mind. He did bring some really wacky strats, and he actually gave, like, game 2 and 3, he actually did those wacky strats justice. Like, that was pretty cool.
Right.
So I'm excited. Are you all ready for QQ versus Melvin Fro?
Let's do it.
I don't mean to be a biased caster, but I really hope QQ wins.
I mean, QQ is fantastic. He's got his own style. He's got like his own approach to the meta, which is really fun. He's a super fun streamer, and his opponent is Melvin. I don't know, mid intermediate or something.
Yeah, I mean, Melvin going with his tried and true. What is that? The yellow guy, Archimedes.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Now, Melvin there may have just been trying to scout, or he may have been trying to fake a mole rush or something. But they're both trying to fake the mole rush. Damn.
None of them have moles.
That's right. So they're both bringing their own variant of kind of a Badger deck, actually. So we've got Melvin with a pretty standard Badger Owl. This is a fantastic deck. It just crushes through almost anything. Isn't this one of the more terrifying Tier 3 combos, at least how he plays it, Tonka?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was playing this last tournament, right, Tatanka?
Yeah, it's very tricky because, you know, with the Mass Owl, it has an unbelievably strong hyper late game. Like, if you just keep building up, he will be exponentially stronger with this comp.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he has just a Badger push because he has like Pigeon Badger, and then he also just has a really strong fighting army that you can never lose to because the Badgers will just keep running over you.
Yeah, it's
but then you
fantastic.
Can't trade against the Owls either because he will just keep having more mice. So it's a really tricky comp to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Melvin going for some early aggression, sees that he has the squirrel advantage here. Don't know how much he's going to be able to get done, but QQ engages. This engagement might be a mistake.
Yeah, that engagement could have gone either way. Honestly, it was close enough that it depended on how the angle went, but QQ messed up a tiny bit. Melvin had the best angle. Oh, that cabinet might be a tiny factor here. Oh no.
Melvin Fro, man, he's so decisive.
Yes, and QQ is floating a little bit of food here. Is so focused on the micro that he just didn't have what it took, and he's just going to double down. It is still technically 3 Squirrel Warrens against 3, so... But Melvin got his value, and he's going to turn it into a Badger push.
Yeah. QQ's going to scout it. No, he's not going to scout it! Oh! That's huge right there. That's huge. What do you do as QQ? I mean, yeah.
With a Badger this early, even an intermediate player like Melvin can easily win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think QQ's going to have to first see what he's up against in order to have any chance of making the right decision here. Yeah. And Melvin's just...
for it again? No,
he didn't see it! No! He didn't make it to the hill.
Right now, even if he sees it, with this deck, he doesn't really have any options because he doesn't have time to make a tier 3 of his own.
But he can make an arty.
I wouldn't be surprised if QQ has an idea of what Melvin's up to. Like, he can't be that surprised.
He should know. He should know.
Like,
can this arty be walked? Can you walk around this arty?
I mean, technically, yes, you can go all the way down here. Technically. But that's going to take so long and leave... Exactly. So I think practically, no. So
I think QQ might be good here, guys.
We'll see. I don't know if the arty's going to be enough unless he has enough support with it. But, he's thrown enough MGs down. He's got the timing correct. Melvin is going to be popping out with the Badger right when all of this defense finishes. So, yeah, I think QQ's going to be okay.
He's ahead on eco. He doesn't have a tier 2. He probably wants a tier 2, but he doesn't have any in his deck. The Badger's here, and is Melvin just forced to macro?
The amount that QQ is the best arty player is like a huge margin, and he understands how to deal with these asymmetrical situations better than almost anyone.
Oh, is he going to throw the Badger? No.
No. Melvin's too good. Unless he loses his commander.
He might just...
He is really, really pushing it with his commander health there. 3 hit points running around MGs for a while. Oh, gosh.
Dude, the Badger micro is so good. Oh, Badger!
Oh, is he going to lose it?
See, the thing is, Melvin knows that he has to make something happen here. So that's why he was risking it. Like, his commander got low, his Badger got low. Because if he doesn't engage, QQ just outscales it.
Like how many players in Tooth and Tail would make that decisive Badger play and micro so well and get all that value?
One.
Like maybe 2 or 3. Like
I'd say one. You're looking at him. That's it. Anybody else would have not made that decision or messed it up.
I wouldn't have attacked. I would have just macroed.
Exactly.
I'm a coward.
And you would have lost.
Tatanka, what would you have done? Macroed even better and got more value?
Of course. No, but now Melvin Pro is severely ahead in farms, getting double owl, and he got lots of value. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, QQ's getting a Badger of its own. He's definitely not out of it, but the Badger did get a lot of value, a lot of squirrels, a lot of MGs, and he is getting into that double owl, which, as Tatanka mentioned earlier, nothing beats a late game like mass owl except somebody with owls, right?
I'm just really impressed at how Melvin Pro has played this game. I mean, from the initial attack to the decision to go Badger to the micro, he really. I mean, he did get what did he get? 3rd place last time around.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Melvin got 3rd.
I'm glad I'm not in his group.
Yeah, Melvin is terrifying, and this is one of the more meta-defining playstyles right now. QQ's trying to push in here, and you know what?
Gotta go now. He
could. Yeah, he could do it. He has more units.
He has way more squirrels.
The owl's out, but he doesn't have many mice. Only 2. Okay,
Melvin has better Badger micro, but only by a little bit here. The pigeon's coming in late, and the owl is out. QQ's out of squirrels.
He could do it. He could do it.
No, because his squirrel count had gone down to match. They were even at the end there. So that puts Melvin ahead.
I think that QQ has to attack, though.
I think he needed to win right there, and the fact that he didn't, it's just Melvin's game.
Yeah, QQ's going to have to play defensively a little bit here with this already going up.
Their Badgers.
Now, I'm going to say that QQ gave himself such a fantastic opportunity there. He sold his MGs in the Artie at the perfect time to give himself that timing attack, but Melvin's Badger micro was just too good. He chewed through QQ's squirrels too fast.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that Badger Owl is the best tier 3 combo?
It's one of the best.
That's why you're here, Tatanka. You're the guy, man. You're supposed to be
I can tell you what I'm playing. I'm playing your special comp. I'm playing Wolf Boar.
Oh, Wolf Boar? You're a Wolf Boar guy. Okay.
Yeah. Boar Fox is fantastic. Badger Owl is fantastic. Honestly, just Boar by itself with snakes and stuff is also absolutely top notch. So I'm excited to see the Boar Wolf. Now Melvin
looks like Melvin's going for it.
Yeah, and he's got 2 Badgers now. Like, instead of going a 3rd owl like any normal person would, he goes double of each, like a psychopath.
Double Badger is so scary.
Yeah.
Usually you just focus down 1 Badger, but now you need to focus down 2 Badgers in the same amount of time. And it's not going to happen.
Absolutely hands it to QQ. Again, I think QQ gave himself a really, really good fighting chance there a couple of times, but Melvin just, his Badger micro carried that game.
Yeah. In one way, I think Owl Badger is really bad, is the shortened name. Bowl is not good. And Wadger is even worse. So...
I think you could say bowl instead of bowel, but it's not much better.
But like Wolf Boar, you could call it War. That's perfect.
Or Bolf. I like
Bolf.
I think Studios sometimes calls Melvin's combo here the Bejolf or Bejowl, the Bejowl, which is I don't know. No. It's ask Studios if you want to know the combos of names, because he's come up with all of them.
He has decided. Yeah.
Yep.
He has made all of them, and they're canon.
Yes, absolutely. QQ here going with the toad. This is my dude. I frickin' love toads. I wish that they were seen more, and I think they're better than people give them credit for. But we might not see them in this game. This is a 6-farm double. Melvin should be okay though. He's getting a couple of squirrel farms as well, so.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. I forget that QQ likes to do the 5-farm single, kind of a safety warren, but he turns it into pressure if his opponent doesn't take it seriously. So that is pretty classic QQ.
So what is the idea behind the toads of QQ?
Well, I have many thoughts, but I'm curious what Tatanka is going to say to that first.
QQ has always been a believer in toads. He likes the mass tier 1 like, pressure attacks, specifically with ferrets and toads. And like if you listen to him talk about it on stream, you believe him. Like it's just the best comp. And then he also makes it work, but I don't know how.
Yeah, that kind of lines up with what I'm thinking. Like, somehow he just makes it work really fantastically. I think toads for a early mid-game kind of pressure or timing are actually fantastic. And then late game, they kind of fall off. But right here, he's adding ferrets as well, so he's definitely going to be putting pressure on. And if he needs to throw down some toads and just go bust Melvin open, he will.
Dude, look at this little
Oh,
ledge.
no.
Oh yeah.
This is just hilarious.
This
He's
is
gonna do ferret
so.
talking.
And thingy
This
supply.
is some Mission Impossible style stuff.
He supply blocked his other ferret for a while, so he actually has a fantastic army at home too. This
amazing.
cliff
Oh my
abuse.
God. Cliff
Is
abuse.
He's not getting. There we go.
Gen.
Finally.
Yeah, the Falcon is a good answer though. Melvin's gonna chase his
He needs
back
to
for
go back,
now.
yeah.
No, he only gets one pig at the end of the day.
Oh, but now he might be able to catch the Falcon.
Oh no,
he
his
gets Falcon.
commander.
He's gonna get Falcon.
His commander was in the wrong spot. He couldn't retreat with the Falcon, so QQ is just gonna
Amazing.
win. He's just gonna win.
So
Yeah, he forced
good.
out the fight. And
Yeah.
this is such a good terrain for the fight.
Yeah, commander positioning is huge, especially with things like Falcon fights too, like that. That was.
And now he needs
Really?
to go out and
He
fight.
really needs that skunk, but yeah, it's too
Oh
late.
my
It's gonna be
God.
game.
Solid stuff. He saw the cliff. He abused it. That's some Heart House stuff too.
Love it, love it. That's gonna bring us 1-1. What an epic match.
Do y'all wanna do like a QQ bathwater merch sale?
We need QQ in this chat right now. That's what we're missing.
Yeah. And he would just say, toads are actually pretty good, and I would believe him.
Yeah, thing is, toads are really good if you're going to attack into clumped warrens. The whole like defender's advantage thing with standing in your warrens is completely negated because the toads will kill your army and the warrens at the same time, and then you've got the value.
That is true. The only problem with it on this patch is that the moles just do the same thing and are more consistent and better and quicker.
Quicker and more consistent, yes. Better at that particular thing? No. I think toads are better at it, but that's the only thing toads can do. Moles can do so much more.
Well, if you wolf buff your toads, you have a nuke, and you can just...
Well, yeah.
zoom across the map. But otherwise, yeah, toads are...
They're just too one-dimensional, unfortunately, right now.
Yeah.
Now, lizards. Lizards are not meta right now at all, but they're, like, even more than toads, actually still a little bit viable.
Of course. No, lizards have always been and will always be viable. Like, lizards... Like, going mass lizard is just, like, a way of playing the game.
Yeah.
This map particularly, it's nice that there's a back door that the lizard player can abuse if you kind of come through here, through the water. I would be surprised if we don't see that attempted at least once this game, or at least threatened.
Yeah, I love this map for lizards, honestly. You have a lot of angles. The water on the southwest side makes it a bit more difficult, but at the end of the day, you're not forced to funnel your lizards down any one path. You do have options.
Yeah, exactly. Even just threatening it makes Melvin play differently, which is fantastic.
But I like how Melvin is guarding that southern flank with his squirrels. And QQ's going to get on the map with his lizards. He could pick this pig.
Ooh, nice.
He's going to get the pig. He's going to lose three lizards for a pig, so I guess that's about even. But that is going to prompt a counterattack from Melvin Frau.
Unfortunately, it was actually 4 lizards that went down.
Oh,
I just
God.
checked the score, so Melvin does have a window.
And expansion with a farm. He needs to sell the farm. And lizards are really bad at defending warrens.
Unless you can get a good flank with Squizzard, which QQ currently does not have, then yes, they're not going to be the greatest at defending. Ooh, that's
Pick up some reinforcements.
I love
Very
the attack
nice.
with the lizards. I think that's the right move right here.
But he needs to go back and fight with the entire army.
He doesn't have enough lizards to just base trade right now, so Melvin's going to get a lot of value.
Yeah, the squirrels needed to be in the pigs. They were a little, outside of their home territory, and with that, I think Melvin Frill's going to take it.
Yeah, with one pigeon as well, just adding a little bit of sustainability here. The pig count is just too... Oh, get that last one. Okay, yeah. 7 pigs to 4.
3 pigs.
3 pigs to... Oh, yeah.
Ay.
Ay, indeed. I haven't heard a good ay in a while. Thanks for throwing the throwback to Tonka.
QQ is going to have to go right now if he wants any chance, but he's not doing it. He's waiting for a few more squirrels. He's waffling. Melvin is dropping a Falcon Warren, which is a bit risky, but the minute that comes out, he's just going to seal the deal. Welcome in, Scav.
Yeah, well, let's see. I don't know what QQ can really do here. He is very behind.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody in the chat for being here. We got a good 17, 18 people here today, which is fantastic. I appreciate it. Good seeing the hype and the energy for Tooth and Tail strong as always. And
yeah, it's nice to see all the people actually signing up for the tournament as well.
Yeah, and thank you to Kipo for doing it. Thanks for organizing it, Kipo.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to. And if you want to be involved in organizing the tournament next time in 2024, then feel free to volunteer. Let me know.
Yep. Always interested in new hands to hand the torch over to, or however you say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, interestingly enough, QQ's hanging on just long enough for the eco to rebalance. Melvin's farms are fallowing out, so we're actually 4 to 4. However, even though both of them are dropping a tier 3 right now, Melvin's standing army is noticeably stronger. He's got extra squirrels, he's got a pigeon, he's got all the tier 2. Yeah, the falcon specifically. I mean, QQ has given himself what looks like a chance. I can't see it, How is he going to make this work?
I mean, Melvin Fro can just crush him whenever he wants to.
Yeah. The only thing Melvin could do to lose this is playing too middle of the road while QQ takes big risks to even things up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm wondering has Melvin Fro scouted him in a while? I feel like he's just playing so passive.
Yeah, he's teching up and farming a little and keeping his army strong for defense all kind of at the same time. And it's letting QQ, kind of look like he has a way back, but with another...
Yeah, I'm worried about the Badger because QQ doesn't really have any strong DPS, and the squirrels are gonna die really quick against the skunks.
Yeah, and we had another wave of farms fallowing, and we're now at 3 to 1, so...
Yeah, he'll be starving in a
he's
second.
gonna split off the boar?
No. He's just changing his mind. Kind of an interesting... I don't think this is the best angle to attack from. He's kind of...
No, he was trying to sneak in.
Sneaky QQ.
He knows he can't take a straight-up fight, so he's trying to get an advantageous angle, and that badger's gonna eat everything! Oh my god.
Yep.
Goodbye, boar.
There it is, folks.
And don't forget that game was actually...
Who said that Badger is worse than Boar?
No. That game was actually decided long before any Tier 3 came out.
I know.
But no, Badger can fight Boar. Yeah, I'm agreeing still.
In a fight?
Yeah.
A Badger beats a Boar.
Yeah, totally. All right, QQ here with the Boar Snake. That's how you can beat a Badger. I love a good Boar Snake versus Badger.
No, QQ actually has a really nice deck.
Yeah, let's see what he wants to do with those lizards again this time around. I feel like, while yes, lizards are definitely good like they always have been, they're a little bit easier to mess up, if that makes sense.
Yeah. They're very delicate.
Yeah, yeah.
That's for sure.
4-farm double against the safety warren.
Yeah, that's why the safety warren is there. And I think he sees it. Yeah, he saw it. Okay, so we're going to be good. 5-farm. Is he going to throw another warren down? Yes, he is. There's going to be 1 squirrel here in time to defend the 2 lizards. Easy peasy, no problem.
I think he's gonna go at 6 maybe and just commit.
Yeah.
He is severely behind, and his warrens are exposed.
Yeah, that's the thing about those hidden warrens. Whenever you put your warrens
I mean, he's
for
gonna
a
go
rush...
with 6 against 4. Okay, 6 against
Yeah,
5.
but the defense is too good here. He's not going to get anything done.
The most he could ever do is kill 1 pig and lose all his lizards.
Right.
Yeah, he did put down a farm as well.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to, like, just make Melvin scared and not attack.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
also eco up.
it's not over. If you stretch the game out, it can be more or less even, but Melvin has so many options. It's one thing about putting your warren so far away from your pigs, whether it's closer towards your opponent or further away to the side to be hidden. It makes it a risk like that into like a huge risk for a little bit extra reward.
I mean, Melvin is just so diligent with this scouting.
Yeah.
I don't see him making a mistake here. I think QQ's got to pivot and at least catch
he
up
does.
on Nico.
Yeah,
He goes full squirrel.
nice. And Melvin's not playing too greedy. He's counting warrens. He's staying a little bit ahead on farms, but not too
Melvin's
much.
gonna attack, and that could be a mistake because QQ is gonna have some squirrels up and the warrens to tank.
This would be an easier call if QQ had his warrens over at home, but Melvin does back up, trying to play safe here.
Man, as QQ, I just hate where those warrens are. They're in such a risky position. Melvin going to go right into the skunk, which is the perfect unit to go into right now.
Absolutely.
And I think QQ has got to react, and his reaction is going to be: is he waiting for a boar? No, he can't be.
He's got to take a risk. QQ has to do something decisive to try to make the game asymmetrical.
No, that is one thing that I think beats the bowl. The big bowl. Is just having as many badgers as the badger owl has tier 3s in total. Like, I definitely think that 4 badgers beats 2 owls and 2 badgers, etc.
If controlled properly, yes, absolutely. I think it would.
Which is pretty funny. Like, just the badger can beat the badger owl.
What comp do you like
That's
here?
the scenario.
The squizzard or the squirrel skunk?
Oh, here I would go for the squizzard actually, because the skunks, I mean, they are tier 2s, they're good. He's
They're
against
tanky.
tier 1. Of course you go for skunks. It's just that if it's squizzard instead of just squirrels or squirrel toad or even squirrel mole, the squizzard can just pounce on the squirrel skunk army in a way that is hard to deal with.
It's true.
Yeah, there's just it is a choke here. You're not gonna get the best flank on a map like this.
Ooh, and look at this. There's gonna be an owl against a boar. The owl is gonna be out significantly faster, but again, the owl takes time to do its thing.
Yeah, more importantly than squizzard versus squirrel, skunk, I think it's just that neither side can actually kill the other. Both sides can defend totally fine. The squizzard can defend fine, the skunks could hold just fine, so both sides have to kind of play back and defend.
Melvin, I don't know, guys. I think Melvin's going to roll him over, either now or, when the owl comes out, because that boar is not going to be ready.
It's true. QQ has a lot of farms, but are they going to kick in time?
He goes for a badger. He might stay back. And now QQ is actually significantly ahead on farms, especially in 5 seconds when the farms start to fallow.
But these warrens are exposed. There's no pigs to defend them here.
He needs to defend these warrens.
He's trying to get as much value as he can, sacrificing the warrens. The lizards, where are they?
They're just hiding in the back.
I guess he wants to wait for the boar, but he doesn't have time.
I think the way he played it was probably the best way he could have played it. But unfortunately, there's just too many squirrels for Melvin Fro, and I think Melvin Fro is going to take this series 3-1. Really well played.
GG.